Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Full Court Press MMA. I am your host, Drew Duncan. Don't forget you can find me on social media. That is at DrewDuncan83 across the board on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Additionally, you can find the Full Court Press MMA on all social media outlets as well. And don't forget to use the hashtag, Don't You Dare Touch That Dial. Folks, I am super thrilled for our next guest that we are going to have on the program today. He comes in with a 1-1 record. He goes by the nickname of Tombstone. He is currently getting ready for a fight with the one and only Jake Hager, a.k.a. Jack Swagger, coming up on May the 11th for Bellator. His name is TJ Jones, fighting out of Kansas by way of Missouri. TJ, thank you so much for joining the program.
Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. So, TJ, I want to begin with this, if I may, and that is, can you take me through the process of Bellator contacting you and how the fight with Jake Hager came to be?
Yeah, I have a great manager in Chris Gregory, Scrap Fighter Management, and I was actually in a meeting for my daughter, and my phone was just going off the hook like crazy, and it was him. And he doesn't usually contact me or call me unless it's like, hey, man, we got some news. And I actually quit fighting over a year ago. So, I told him, hey, look, man, I'm not taking offers. I'm done. And he's like, dude, this is an offer you cannot refuse. So I said, okay, tell me about it. He told me the name, told me the place and the venue. And he was right. I couldn't refuse it. So as far as the political stuff goes, how I came about to take the fight, I'm not sure. I just know I accepted it.
TJ, you've been very vocal on social media about this fight, and I want to give you a quote that you put on Jake Hager's Instagram. Quote, I want every single one of you, expletive, to tune in on May the 11th and witness what happens when a fake expletive WWE champ fights a real heavyweight. Why do you take such exception to Jake Hager's time with the WWE?
Oh, man, it's not an exception at all. It's the fact that he has a group of fans from the WWE who watched his first fight and who don't seem very knowledgeable in the sport of MMA that are just absolutely guaranteeing him to victory. And I'll be the first to admit he's a specimen. He's 6'5". He has a wrestling pedigree, and he did great in the WWE. But I mean, it's apples and oranges, and these guys are. I mean, I've read so much as people on Reddit, this website called Reddit, and just a whole bunch of other people on his page on Facebook just saying that I just don't stand a chance, and he submitted his first opponent, and to me, that's like, okay. That's kind of disrespectful because you don't know me, you don't know what I'm bringing to the table, and so you're just going to assume I lose because you're a fan of the guy because he was in the WWE. Well, F that.
Are you upset that when he did his first fight, a Bellator actually took the time to announce him as a former WWE champion, being that it really holds no merit in actual MMA whatsoever?
No, actually, I'm not. It's an accomplishment in his life that he's proud of. And, when, for example, when pros go from in boxing and amateurs jump to pro and they admit to the Olympics and all that, their amateurs record don't mean anything. But if they medal in the Olympics, the announcers say, this is what they do, this is what they've done. And to me, it's kind of the same thing. He was a big name. He worked his way up the ranks. I mean, you don't become a legit WWE champion without hard work. So, no, it doesn't upset me at all that he did it. It's his accomplishment, and it's his entrance, and he can do whatever he wants.
We're talking to TJ Jones, a.k.a. Tombstone, right here on the Full Court Press MMA. I am your host, Drew Duncan. TJ, really what I'm hearing from you more than anything, I think, just to kind of, let's see if we can get some clarification here. And that is, it's not that you have anything against Hager himself. It's not that you have anything against what he's done in the WWE. It's more about respect, what other people have accomplished in this sport. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
No, that's a perfect, that's a perfect way to put it. Like you said, and I just want to make sure that not any one of his fans, I don't have an issue with any one of his fans as a whole. They're his fans, that's fine. It's just, it's like you said, the part-time MMA thing all of a sudden, now you're interested in it because your boy's fighting in it. That's cool. But, this is not going to be a walk in the park for your guy. I've been around, I've fought tough opponents and never, ever has anyone ever said, man, this was an easy fight. Win or lose, I make it a fight. And that's, come May 11th, that's exactly what it's going to be.
During Jake Hager's initial fight, a guy that you and I both know very well, JW Kaiser, was his opponent. A lot of people took to social media saying he was, quote, a tomato can. There were people saying he looked like they had pulled somebody from a bar. Do you fear that you're going to get a lot of that same backlash, being that you are so unknown to a majority of people on a national scale in MMA?
No, I fought I fought Trey Lippy Morrison in professional boxing, and my pants came down a little bit, and my butt was kind of shown to the world and in pictures, and I got a lot. And so honestly, that kind of prepared me, like, okay, because people don't care. When they have a computer screen, that means they have a shield that they, it makes sure that they can't be touched. So, if you start, letting that hate get to you, then yeah, you're going to have a bad time. But to me, everyone has an opinion. Everyone's allowed to voice their opinion. I'll just tell you if it's right or wrong.
TJ, outside of MMA and outside of all this, you're just kind of a regular guy. You go to work, like you told me before off air, you're up at 4:30 in the morning. You have a family, you have kids. Can you kind of give me a typical day in the life for TJ Jones?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm up every day at 4:30 in the morning. Go to work. I work at National Beef. Get off usually about 2:30, and then I come home, and the rest of the time is spent with my two stepsons, Connor and Braden, and my wife Sarah, and then our youngest daughter Lorelai. And during the weekends when I get my kids, I get to see them, hang out with them, and fighting, and especially going professionally fighting. That was my kids were my main motivation. I didn't get to see them for a little bit, and that's a whole different story. So I just enjoy my time. I'm thankful for what I have, and it really can't be any less normal than what normal is, man. It's just the life.
Your family, what was their response to all this? Because our ladies sometimes don't necessarily like us climbing into an octagon, especially when it's been as long as it has for you. I mean, what was the initial reaction, and overall, what's the feeling and sentiments that you get from your family as a whole, TJ?
I'm gonna be honest with you. My wife is the happiest with me right now because of the situation. Doesn't mean she doesn't support me. She's always supported me. But when I retired because I got injured a little bit, and it was just too much. I racked up a couple losses, and it was just time to kind of start focusing on different things. And I got a lot of offers in the year that I didn't fight. A lot of offers. It was just nothing that like this that could drag me back to do it. My dad and my mom, they've always, just make sure you train. That's always been my biggest downfall. Sometimes I take a fight really short notice, and I just haven't been training. So, I got, about 2.5 months to train. So they want to make sure I train and do it right. And then, so for the most part, it's support, but with the understanding that they're hoping that I'm about to hang them up for good.
And, I've seen your social media where you said that this is not a comeback. It was simply an opportunity that you couldn't pass up. But in a victory, would that maybe sway your way of thinking?
If it makes dollars, it makes sense. And I'm not, because, I don't have the name. You beat a Jake Hager, you get the name. But, my focus for my long-term goals are making sure my children are, we're ready for the next step in their own life and stuff. And that's my job as a father, to make sure they're ready. And it's my job as a husband to make sure my wife is ready to do what she wants to do in her life. And as it is hers for me. And I have goals and aspirations outside of fighting. Fighting was a thing I wanted to do when I was a kid, because I kept getting into trouble and all that. So, if Bellator or a different come to me and they're just throwing some dollar signs at me to, I guess it would be a discussion. But as of right now, I'm holding firm to the fact that this is it for me.
TJ, this is the part of the show where I give all of my interviewees an opportunity to say whatever it is that's on their mind. There is no right or wrong answer here, sir. The floor is 100% yours.
Yeah, man. I just want to thank everyone who does support me, because there's a lot of people who have Jake's back, and understandably so. But it just seems like a lot of my people have come up and they've thrown me messages of support, and I appreciate that, and it really means a lot. And I'm reading it, I see it, and all I can say is, come May 11th, man, it's time to dance. Fighting is something I've always done, and we're going to dance. We're going to make it happen.
Everybody, he is TJ Jones, a.k.a. The Tombstone, and you just heard him right here on the Full Court Press MMA. TJ, thank you very much for your time, and the best of luck to you, sir, in your upcoming bout against Jake Hager.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. And can I give a quick shout out to my guys real quick?
Indubitably.
Yes. Christian Sanchez, Caesar Bennett. These guys are part of my little stable. I have the fighters that I manage, Tombstone Management Click. They got some fights coming up in April. I just want to tell you guys that I'm proud of you. Keep pushing, keep grinding. I have another fighter. His name is Caesar as well. He works hard and does everything right. And man, I couldn't be more proud of you guys. Thank you for your support, and again, thank you for the time.
You're very welcome, TJ. All right, everybody, he is TJ Jones, a.k.a. Tombstone. He's got a date with Jake Hager coming up May the 11th for Bellator. My name is Drew Duncan, host of the Full Court Press MMA. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan 83. Don't forget to use the hashtag Don't You Dare Touch That Dial. And as always, don't you dare touch that dial.